The Monkees, brought to you by Kellogg's. K-E-double-L-O double good. Kellogg's best to you.
Welcome back to On the Record. I'm your lovely and congenial host, Dennis Morrison. You know, the last time we got together, I did a video about a 9-year-old boy named Walter Boehringer. And if you didn't see it, I suggest that you watch it. And it's a little, the little boy had made an audio journal of sorts on home cut records, and so I presented those. When I bought that, collection of records that had those in it, those home cut ones, there were a ton of children's records, and many of them have his name written on the back. So what I'm going to show you today are all records that belong to Walter. Now, the first thing I want to show you is this Deca Records for Children catalog. And this is something you don't see very often. I don't imagine that a whole lot of them have survived over the years. But it has, as you would expect, all the current listings for Deca records for kids. And it's just a neat little thing that I found in there that you don't see very often. But what I was really excited about, besides those home cut discs, is this boxed set of records. The Listen, Look picture book. Now, there are a number of storybook record books in here. This originally sold for, at Lascelles and Koch, $2.19, and that was about 1942. I want to show you what's in here. I love the artwork on the children's records from this era, particularly the 1940s and into the 1950s. But inside there are a number of stories. Each one features a disc, a record, and a colorful book to read along. And it is really a neat piece. This one has a listing in it of the other books that should be in here: Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, Myrtle the Turtle, The Three Little Pigs, Alice in Wonderland, and the much now hated, unfortunately, Little Black Sambo, which was actually quite a wonderful story. If the woke generation would just stop being so offended by everything, it's a wonderful little story. And I said 1942, this is actually 1941 copyright date in here. The record is quite thick, and it has a colorful red and blue label, Three Little Pigs on it. I imagine that these delighted kids back in the day. Here's the Alice in Wonderland, and inside again the nice little colored booklet. Then we have Myrtle the Turtle, which I had never heard of before buying this set from Bill and Judy over at Records and Tapes Galore, the best place to buy vintage vinyl and shellac in the Milky Way galaxy. So Myrtle the Turtle, very colorful too. Cinderella, little girl's favorites for a long time, but I read that recently a production of Cinderella was canceled. I forget where it was, because it was too white. Too white. Okie dokie. Then we have Little Red Riding Hood. That's a favorite, a favorite. These are all children's favorites, and they were well done. I cannot play these for you, unfortunately, because they are still under copyright, believe it or not. I just got a copyright claim on one that I did 5 years ago, and it seemed kind of odd. Anyways, at the risk of being censored, here's the Little Black Sambo one. I guess I can understand the color people, or the people of color, would be offended at the depiction, how they were depicted back then. But you got to remember, to the time that it was, times change, and certainly this is a harmless story that is just a lot of fun. And everybody that wants to get so bent out of shape about everything these days. The next one, also very cool. Eno Rapiz Melody Land record book. Now this is really, really cool. This isn't in the best condition, unfortunately, but it had, you open it up, it's got a very colorful book inside, and it has these, and these all have to be reattached and secured, but it has these little discs that you can turn, and let me get to this page so you can see it better. And as you turn the disc, the words change to the scene that's on the page. Very colorful artwork. And again, that's one of the things I love about this era in children's home entertainment, because this was the home entertainment of the day for kids. Again, it had a really nice looking label. This is the story of the Silver Nutcracker, and this one actually has in it 4 discs. We have the Silver Nutcracker, the Farmer and the Devil, Old King Cole, and one that's broken, unfortunately, is the Wicked Old Witch. And then on the flip side, there's other stories too. There's the Ugly Duckling, Billy B, and yeah, the Silver Nutcracker takes up 2 sides, but really a charming set. Sorry, I need to kick the camera table, folks. Alright, going back to the controversial Little Black Sambo. This was so popular back in the day, and it would still be, along with certain Dr. Seuss books and things, if people would get off their, I don't even know what to call it, their lunacy about what's woke and what's good for you and good for society. There's nothing wrong with this, the story that this tells. But anyways, it's claimed that the book that lives, it talks, it sings, Little Black Sambo, musical radio script is included, so that, you know, children could act it out themselves. It's a dramatic story and lyrics by Madge Tucker, and music by Molly Donaldson. And as you open this one up, again, very nice graphics and so reflective of the era. They're not all color graphics. This, by the way, is from 1941, and you see it has the script and the music. And let's take a look at the disc itself. Not so colorful a label, but still nice. Musette. This is cracked. And one nice thing about 78 RPMs, shellac, they're not done in vinyl, they're done in shellac, which comes from an insect, by the way. But if it's just cracked, you can still play it. You'll hear a little thump as it goes over the crack, but you can still play it and enjoy it. Now, also in that series from Musette is the Gingerbread Boy. And this one also has the radio script and the record. Same people involved in its production. I love the bright, cheery artwork. And then again, it has the script and the music. And the label looks the same, so I will not do anything with that. I just heard a crack when I picked this up, so I hope that's not bad news. Uncle Don's Lando songs. Look at the artwork right here. These 2 little kids, they've got their crank-up record player back here, and they've got the record here, and their imaginary world going on here, which is so cool. It's just an awesome scene. 28 musical stories for children. Now, this was released by Sonora. Not all the records are here, unfortunately, but 2 of them are. Let me show you the label, because I think the label looks really neat, which I think was important, probably, to grab the children's attention too, the label. It's more fun seeing something like that spin on the turntable than just a solid black or solid blue record. What's on this one? As an example, The Frog Went a Courtin', 3 Little Kittens, Uncle Don, Little Tommy Tucker, Sneezing Curly Locks, and so on and so on. And unfortunately, that record's cracked too, but fortunately, it still will play And so this one I think is really cool. It is a personal favorite because it is Bugs Bunny, Capitol Records, Looney Tunes, featuring, of course, Mel Blanc, the man of 1,000 voices, with music by Billy May. And the artwork is just absolutely perfection, in my opinion. Actually has the insert inside, the padding to protect the records still. And over here, if you can see, we have a little thing about the characters, and then and another thing in the back, the packing. All the records are here. All the records are intact. Let's see. We have show you the label. So the purple Capitol label. This one happens to be Bugs Bunny meets Elmer Fudd and Porky Pig in Africa. Sorry, Porky Pig in Africa. So that might be one the woke people want to jump on. I don't know. I haven't listened to it. There's also Daffy Duck Flies South. Pretty cool. Love those. Love those. Love those. And then there is Herbert Marshall, brilliant actor from back in the 40s. And he does an audio production of The Snow Goose. This is not a 78. This is a 10-inch long play 33 1/3 record. And it's by Paul Gallico, adapted by Nat Wolff, and with drama and sound effects and music. And I listen to this. This is a wonderful story, and it is done so well. These 10-inch are 33 1/3 are coming into their own as collectibles. They were part of the format wars back in the late 40s, early 50s, and that's an whole interesting subject that I saw a good video not too long ago by Techmoan about that, and I'm going to try to remember to put a link to his video in the description. This is the label, plain black with gold. But with a record like that, the child and the adult would be more attracted to what they're hearing than watching the record spin anyways. Then, this is another great. Bing Crosby, Orson Welles, The Happy Prince, and The Small One. And these were both with supporting cast, music, and sound effects. The story was by Charles Tazewell, produced and directed by Robert Welch, and music composed and directed by Victor Young. That's a familiar name. But Orson Welles did The Happy Prince, and Bing Crosby did The Small One. I listened to this also, and it is, again, it's a delightful, for adult or child. And again, it is one of the 33 1/3 RPM 10-inch discs. And this is Deca, and it has the burgundy Deca label. In really nice shape. Really nice shape. Now this last one that I'd like to show you is from Musicraft, children's records with storybook and lyrics. And there's a bunch packed in here. And these out. Most of these do not have storybooks with them, which is okay, because they're just fun to listen to anyways. We've got a very colorful label for Musicraft Records from New York City. This one again is cracked. I think little Walter might have been a little bit rough on some of his records, but they still will play. And I wish I could play them for you. I have to be honest though, I haven't listened to all these. I am very attracted to the artwork, the form of entertainment at that time in the home, which was basically radio and records, and then TV coming in the late 40s after the war. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 discs in there, and each one has 4 or 5 stories in it. Now also in there was a cool little record released by the Record Guild of America. And it is a picture disc of the time, Christmas one. The first side has the first Noel, and it has beautiful artwork of a shepherd in the field looking up, seeing the angel, sheep all around him, and another little shepherd there with him. And this is with vocal and full orchestra. And the flip side is a little town of Bethlehem, and we see here the Virgin Mary, and back here stylized trees, very colorful, nice holly, and can't think of the name of the berries, the red berries. A nice holly and red berries border around it. What are they called? I can't think of it. Happens when you get my age. Now, also in Walter's collection, which I think were probably more aimed towards the adults, were several sets of the 12-inch 78 RPM records, and those featured classical music. There was Tchaikovsky, there was I think Rachmaninoff, Beethoven. So it would appear to me that Walter's parents were trying to give him a well-rounded view of the world, the stories, make-believe, the great music of the time, and there's even some popular music of the time that is in there too. So I wish I could play these for you. As I said, I cannot. I hope you enjoyed looking at them with me, and let me know what you think. And I'll be back real soon with another On the Record, a little bit different, because I'm going to be back with, it is going to be a program about Broadway original cast recordings. So that'll be coming your way in a week or so. I hope you've enjoyed this. I always enjoy getting together with all of you. Thank you for stopping by. I love each and every one of you. If you're in Saginaw, don't you dare forget to go to Records and Tapes Galore over there on Court Street, because I'll tell you what, you're going to find everything you want and more. All right, thanks so much for joining me. God bless. Love y'all.